It's bottled at cask strength, so you can truly appreciate its flavor.
I mean, between the geography I have to know about this product and the words they're using to describe it, I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is the first bourbon you need a college degree for.
And even then...
And welcome everyone to episode 65 of The Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you're going to hear all week long. We're your hosts, Michael, Anthony, and Steven. Hello, Anthony.
What's up, dude? I'm having this instant set of regret here tonight. You know why?
An instant. That is...
Instant.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Why?
So we just poured our glasses here to let them warm up before we taste what we're going to taste. Mm-hmm. And I didn't tell you this, but I went and had a whole ton of Mexican food tonight. That's really not a good move. Pro tip out there, if you're ever going to drink bourbon at night, I wouldn't recommend a large Mexican dinner. It just doesn't really go together very well.
Doesn't sound like it does. Well, I just got back from a little unexpected trip.
Okay.
Went to Crofton, Maryland.
I have no idea where that's at.
Yeah, no one does.
Okay.
It is basically in between the triangle of D.C., Annapolis, and Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
I think it was basically created as a commuter town for people going to D.C.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So those suburbs are like massive. Is it a big one or?
It didn't feel very big.
Okay.
No. So, of course, while I'm there, what does one do when you're away from home?
I hope you went bourbon hunting, because that's what I always do.
I went bourbon hunting.
Yeah, I knew it.
And it wasn't so much that I expected to find like BTAC on the shelves or anything. Uh-huh. It was just those middle bottles that people don't know about. And I can tell it's a young scene over there still, because, of course, they're selling the Basil Hayden, not to knock on it, but there's handles of it there. And we never see handles of Basil Hayden, do we?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, I didn't even know that they made them. That's crazy.
It's a big bottle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the same bottle look. It's just larger.
Wow. Glass and everything. Huh?
Yeah, and the brass wrap around it.
Well, I would have, if knowing Basil Hayden, I would have thought they would have went with plastic.
So while I was in there, I kind of hopped in and out of different stores. And I finally, my last day there, I went into a place called Angel Share Wine and Spirits.
Okay.
It was just in a little shopping center, and it was quite nice.
Lay it out for me here, because since, we can't actually see this, you got to tell me what it looks like, visualize.
So it's in a shopping center, so the footprint itself is not gigantic, right? It's not like a Total Wine, Liquor Barn, Kroger even.
That's good, because we don't want anything to be like Total Wine.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you walk in, and the first aisle is bourbon.
Oh, nice.
And it probably goes, I would say, about halfway down the aisle.
Okay.
So several rows of bourbon.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a nice little selection. I mean, not little. It was a nice medium selection of bourbon. And they had a glass case of some of the other bourbons in there. So I saw the Blue Run High Rye. It was behind glass, but it was the same price. I asked how much it was, and it was $100.
Blue Run, shout out to Mike.
Yep, shout out.
Yeah.
And they had some other stuff back there. So I started talking to Bridget there. I think that's their bourbon person.
Oh, nice.
We went and started trying some Maryland bourbon.
So tasting bar and everything.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes. What they had there, I think it was free. I don't think I got charged anything.
Oh, really? That's killer, man.
But the only downside is they gave you these little plastic, like 2-ounce cups. And I know it's a sample. I mean, I can't complain, but they're pouring it in there and they want you to enjoy it that way, which it's hard to do for me.
It's hard.
Without a Glencairn, it's hard.
Well, if you know anything about me, if you ever drink in my garage, which many have had the pleasure of doing that, I always get out the 2-ounce solo cup.
Oh,
shot glasses. Yeah, so then people are like, first of all, why am I drinking in a garage? And second of all, who like readily gives out the solo cup? So I guess I'm liking this place already. I love it.
There you go. It reminds me of what we gave out during Halloween.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's the same damn thing. So I can't really knock it then. Again.
Yeah, you can't knock it.
We did the exact same thing. I tried some Maryland bourbons. They were young.
Okay.
I didn't really enjoy most of them.
Any Sagamore Spirit by any chance? They're up there in Baltimore area, I think. Is it Sagamore Spirit? Did you try?
Gosh, I don't know if that was. I tried 3, I think, of local bourbons.
Okay, cool.
2 of them I didn't like. One was surprising that I actually kind of liked it.
Okay.
In a plastic cup. So then I started talking about this bottle tonight
Oh,
So I bought this bottle there.
Nice.
And she's like, if you buy a Glencairn, I can fill it up for you a little bit.
sweet.
So I bought the Glencairn, etched it with the store's name.
It's a
And
nice looking Glencairn, I'll tell you that much.
looks like the other ones, doesn't it?
Well, when you see a good logo, though, they got a nice logo.
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, it's cool. I like drinking out of a logo Glencairn like that.
Right. So she went away. She came back, came out a couple minutes later. I had a little 1 ounce pour or so, maybe a little bit less. And, it sold the product at that point.
Oh, nice.
Because I was able to sniff it and then really enjoy it.
So you're advanced foreshadowing that you did like what you tasted and then you bought.
At a store.
Okay, at
a store. It was good enough to where I've been eyeing this product.
Okay.
But it's kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
It's just the brand alone. It just probably goes off the shelf fast around here. So that's this is probably exactly what I was looking for.
Okay.
Something that middle of the road, something that we don't really see on the shelves much because it goes away.
Yeah.
And I'd seen this product on Instagram and I heard, it won an award or whatever. So
it's won many.
Of course, they all won.
awards.
So I picked it up while I was there. So
cool.
that was the non-official shout out to Angel Share Wine and Spirits in Maryland.
Love it. That's perfect. And how many stores did you go to total while you were there, would you say?
Less than a handful.
Okay.
Probably like
Just a couple.
Yeah, just a couple, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't have much extra time to go look around, so I did what I could.
No, awesome, man.
This week we had one review, and Anthony, let me tell you, I'm really starting to enjoy these reviews.
I am as well. It's encouraging to see them.
I think back when we started with our Purple Panda mics.
Oh, yeah.
Over Zoom.
Oh, man. So many good memories.
And just trying to get our parents to listen.
I know, right?
And now we have people willingly reading reviews. Probably get the shout out, but either way.
But that's, here's the thing. I mean, I'm the kind of person that if I'm liking what I'm listening to and I have the opportunity to leave a review, I will. I rarely ever go on somewhere and bash somebody, but we've had our fair share of critical reception as well, which is fine. But it's really, really nice and encouraging to see good reviews like this.
Right.
So this actual review came from LSU Beer Man, who actually is identified as Jason. So Jason said, Bourbon Show, a couple of buddies talking about bourbon and whatever else is happening. Highly enjoyable weekly listen and great to hear non-snobby take on bourbon. Man, that's really nice. We really thank you for that because, we are just a couple of regular guys trying out a whole bunch of bourbon and sharing that love and kind of going on this journey together with you all, and we just really appreciate it.
So thank you, Jason, and anyone else that wants a shout out, just leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. The next time I record, we'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, and if you tell us where you're at, I always say this. Jason said he's in Cypress, Texas.
Boom.
We're coming to Cypress. We'll look out. We'll be there.
For this week, we have a bottle of Barrell Seagrass Rye Whiskey.
This comes to us from the Barrell Craft Spirits company, I guess you'd call them in Louisville, Kentucky. But the whiskey itself is sourced from Indiana, Tennessee, and Canada.
Canada?
Yeah, I mean north of the border. Coming at you.
That's quite a trio.
Yeah, bottle date is 2022. The ABV is a very interesting 59.11%, leaving us a proof of 118.22. So I guess the extra decimal place.
You know what? These 100 spots better make a difference.
They better. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is a non-age stated product, and of course, because I just got done telling you guys that it comes from 3 different sources, it's not easy to track down a mash bill. It's undisclosed. But it's worth noting right now we're talking about it that this combo of trio of ryes is aged in Martinique rum, Madeira, and Apricot Brandy barrels. Very interesting, and the MSRP is at $90.
Well, I would do say the bottle shape. I recognize this bottle when I see it. I guess it does look a little bit like Elijah Craig, just the overall maybe height and volume size of it.
Yeah, I would say that. It's a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely has a similar kind of a, what is this, like an oval?
Yeah, it's not exactly a rectangle. It's got curved ends.
Yeah, if you put it on its side, being that the company's name is Barrell, I always kind of felt like their bottles should look like a barrel. But it doesn't. It looks kind of, like an oval with a nice little stout neck. And they always put this little nice ribbon detail and their Barrell Craft Spirits logo on the top of every cap.
The ribbons are specific to the actual bottle.
Yes, and Do you know how many different variations there are of barrel bourbon products or Barrell Craft Spirit products?
I know a lot.
I mean, it's insane. It'd be impossible for me to name them all, for either of us to go through them. But I know that they have rum, rye, bourbon, something called vatted malted whiskey.
Oh, wow.
They have 15-year, 20-year products.
All in the same bottle or not?
The bottles all are identical,
okay,
except that, of course, the labeling looks different.
Okay.
But yes, I do have to say that when it comes to their bottle, they are this bottle.
They are.
That's just,
you know it,
yeah.
Other than that, it has a neck tag on it saying World Spirits. It won the double gold.
Double gold, symbol quality, coming at you.
In 2021.
There you go. I also think that, if I remember correctly, one Mr. Whiskey critic, Fred Minnick, named this his number 2 whiskey of 2021, I believe.
Oh, wow. That's the one reason I wanted to pick it up, because everyone was giving this Seagrass such high marks.
Oh, yeah. Very high
I was
praise.
like, well, I guess I got to try it.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. I'm excited to try it.
Well, let's go for our first notes.
Let's do it. Wow. So I won't preempt anything, but this is like a very, very pungent, strong smelling rye whiskey.
This is a delight to note.
Yes,
And
I agree.
I am having a hard time picking out specific things because of all the extra casting finishing they did on it. But I'm really enjoying the notes.
Yeah, you know what I wonder, as we're starting to nose this, if you have 3 different cask basically finishes going on here, how in the world do you even keep track of what the flavor profile should be? I mean,
right.
You got to be quite a master crafter to be able to figure out and make this. Well, let's see if it tastes good before I get ahead of myself here. But yeah, that's I agree with you.
I mean, there's some basic, vanilla, caramel, butterscotch, but then I think you're getting that rum coming through on the sides.
Yeah, I'm almost getting like citrus fruits, like maybe some kind of a melon, maybe a little bit of baking spice, in addition to some of the other classics that you're talking about.
I mean, there's a lot going on. I can't put my finger on it.
Actually, I almost want to say, like, you ever have cantaloupe?
I try not to.
Yeah,
it's funny when you go to a restaurant and the side is fruit. I always ask what the fruit is,
and if they say cantaloupe,
if there's any melon, I'm like, no.
And do you smell any melon in here? I smell some kind of melon. It's probably not cantaloupe. I do get an overwhelming smell of rum as well, which is like that. I don't know. Have you ever had any rum? Do you ever sip rum? Like
rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, of course, rum's got very characteristic like sweet vanilla, and that's kind of coming through.
Damn, it's really nice.
It is.
I wish I had more words to describe it, but
I know I'm definitely confused by this one. It's not for the faint of heart with all those finishes going on.
Well, it's got those large words on the front.
Yeah, like I wish I knew what Martinique rum was. I know what Madeira generally is, but I'm not really smelling that massive.
Well, Martinique is a island in the Caribbean.
Oh, look at you come with the knowledge.
But that's all I know about it.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what's special. Maybe like a Caribbean island, they make rum, I guess.
Must be. Yeah, must be a special kind of rum.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then to say like you're going to put rye whiskey and finish in all these different places, that's pretty cool. I know I talked about finishing rye whiskeys the one episode, saying we should do more of that.
So where did the Seagrass name come from?
So if you track down some of the stuff that's on the website, of course, and even I think there's a little ode to it on the back of the bottle here, it says that it highlights the grassy oceanside notes we love in rye and the, are you ready for this?
Lay it on me.
Opulence and spice of finishing barrels. It's bottled at cask strength, so you can truly appreciate its flavor.
I mean, between the geography I have to know about this product and the words they're using to describe it, I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is the first bourbon you need a college degree for.
And even then, you could be like me and you could have 3 degrees and still not know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, this is definitely one that's kind of, but I think the other cool thing is so that's where it gets its sort of, I guess it's inspiration for its name, but then they also partnered with like the Ocean Foundation to help replant seagrass and do all this other stuff with bottle sales, which is also cool because, you know, it's not like, I mean, not to pick on Heaven Hill. I'm sure they do charitable things, but it's not like they're out there saying every bottle of this white label 7-year is going to go to a charity. No, they're not doing that. They're like every bottle of this stuff that we raise the price on is going right in our pockets.
Maybe because, you know, they went with that island, that Caribbean island.
Must be it.
And they must be maybe helping them out.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
some of those foundations, you never know. But anyway.
I do like the writing on it. It's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's go for first taste. You can really taste that 0.22 proof.
Yeah, you can. That's wow. That's a really strong 118.
Yeah.
I've had things that are smoother, but this has definitely got more complexity.
It doesn't burn per se, but you're right. You know how, I forgot what episode it was, but you could really feel the weight of the bourbon. Yeah. This is a similar way that you can just feel, feel the proof, but it's not like, it's not hurting.
Yeah, it's not burning it's not like a Booker's burn that you get or something like that. It's actually like a pleasant, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a very powerful, lasting finish. I mean, we haven't even got to saying what any of the notes are yet, but the finish is like just I don't know.
It's going.
Yeah. And I don't know, kind of earthy and kind of bright, I guess is the best way to put it.
That's a good word. That's a way to describe it.
It's very interesting. But on the nose, man, I can't wait to, I mean, not the nose, sorry, the taste here. I can't wait to hear what you think because I'm getting some crazy things, some notes that I've never gotten before. Are you ready for this? I'm getting like fennel. Do you know fennel? Like that you can cook with fennel?
Yeah.
It's in like, I don't know, you season sausages and stuff with it and things like that.
It's also on bread, I think.
And bread and other kinds of things like that. I can almost like rub my fingers together and have that sort of smell. It's not that I would eat that, but that's what I'm tasting like overwhelmingly. And then also like garden herbs. And when I say garden herbs, I'm talking about like, you know, my wife and I would plant a garden and, you know, go out there, get your hands dirty, feel like the lavenders and parsleys and things like that. And it all just kind of, to me, that's like the florals of the rye that are being accentuated. That's what I'm tasting anyway. How about tropical notes? Are you getting any tropical notes?
Again, I feel like I'm speechless. I think it's just the mixture of all these non-standard items that they've kind of barreled in there that mix with this bourbon that, you know, it's a trifecta of places. Yeah, it's definitely a little, the complexity is kind of like not something we're used to tasting. Yeah.
And so being that we, I don't know, we'll talk about that at the end here, but I'm a rye lover. You know that. I talk about it all the time. I sometimes prefer it over bourbon. When we get to this heavy finish like this, it's very complex and interesting. But I will say right now, just sipping it, I like it, but I'm not sure how much I like it.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Tease me.
You can't wait for that past try, can you? So now that we're tasting this, I'm reminded of an experience I had about 1.5 years ago. So similar to what you described at the beginning of having curiosity, I actually purchased a barrel product called Barrel Armida.
Again, there's another one of those words.
And I'm not really sure what it's about in terms of the name, but it was, I think, bourbon finished in predominantly pear casks. And it is overwhelmingly pear.
Really?
Like so pear that I'm still trying to figure out what I want to drink that with and how to drink it. And I've shared a couple samples with people and they've been like, well, geez, that wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And so it's just a really intense flavor that is so different than what you're used to that I don't even know how to describe it. And so have you had any other barrel products?
No, but to go on what you just said, I feel like, you know, that seems on one extreme. Like you had that whiskey rye bourbon that was, you know, finished in a pear barrel, and it was too much. I feel like this bottle is kind of in the middle.
Oh yeah, like, I agree.
I've enjoyed the mystery of all these different finishes with the rye, but it's not something that, you know, is stated on the label and you're like, I don't taste anything, you know. It's not overwhelming. It's not underwhelming. I feel like they did a good job of balancing kind of these, I'm gonna quote, new flavors into the product.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. And the other thing I want to say is for those out there listening that have had barrel bourbon, because I have had some of the barrel bourbon batches, so I think they're up to like batch 30 something now. They might be higher than that. I went and got like, I think I've had at least 3 barrel bourbon batches, and I've liked them all. But one thing I will say is whenever they're batched with Tennessee, you know, George Dickel, blast from the past, that you can still taste
The Dickel.
the Dickel. Did you play on that? You could taste the Dickel.
I just can't get away from that product.
I know. And so what I was going to say is a lot of people out there that are, you know, bourbon nerds, they love their Barrell Craft Spirits because a lot of people still haven't really caught on to some of the great stuff that they have.
So every bottle is different. They don't have like, I'm just going to say, they don't have like a black label that's standard.
No, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
they just, everything is unique and batched and different, which is really cool with their company. But it also, like, I know that I had one of theirs was just mostly Indiana and Kentucky, and I really liked that one. And then the 2 that had Tennessee in them, one I liked and one I just hated because all I could taste was George Dickel. So the blending process, what I'm getting to here, is not always a hit. Sometimes it can be a miss, and I think that's kind of part of the intrigue with Barrell Craft Spirits, right? That you can keep trying stuff and
it could be
probably
like,
not try it all.
yeah. But the problem is, though, you know, it's kind of like the Maker's Mark private selection. You know, you never can get that same bottle again.
Oh yeah, with all the different stave combinations and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly.
So if you like, you know, you said they're up to 30 something. If you were a big fan of like 23, well,
oh yeah,
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
yeah, exactly. No, and that's kind of the way I felt. I can't remember which one I had. It was one of the early batches where I really wish you could have it again. Like it might have been like a batch. I don't know. I'm just making it up, probably, but like an 8 or something like that. And I really wish you could have that one again, but no good.
So Anthony, would you pass, try, or buy on the Barrell Seagrass rye whiskey?
Okay, so as a person who likes rye and likes exploring rye, I am going to buy. But the catch is this. I don't think that the average bourbon drinker who is already probably hesitant to try rye, and when I say hesitant to try rye, I'm talking about, I've mentioned these folks before. I have friends that run from rye. They hate rye.
When you
They're
say
like,
average, you're talking about a new person or an experienced person?
I'm talking about somebody that's been drinking bourbon. They have like...
you're talking about just in the rye.
Yeah.
Okay, just exploring the ryes.
Exploring ryes, but here's the thing. I know people that
I don't know how there could be that many people.
What that
I mean, there's so much rye and...
Oh, yeah, but I mean, there's some people exclusively drink bourbon, right?
Wheat.
And that's all they want is bourbon or wheated bourbon or whatever. They have the bourbon they like. So if you're I'm going to drink Evan Williams White Label and I'm going to have my shelf back with a bunch of rare bottles that I might open once in a while, but they're all bourbon and I really like bourbon profile, you're probably not going to like this. So if you're just a regular bourbon drinker who hates rye, I'd probably say pass.
All right. This is my first Barrell product.
All right. I'm excited. Get excited.
I know I didn't really have the words to kind of describe the nose and the taste, the palate, but this has been a really fun bottle.
Yeah.
And I know it was $90, which is probably out of some people's range, but I would buy it.
Okay.
Because it was so unique. Don't you agree?
I agree.
In a good way. I mean, like you said, that you could feel the proof without burning. I mean, all the balance of all the different, finishes. I felt like they were there, but they weren't overpowering, and just something different to try.
And honestly, you've hit a really important point there. And here's the thing. Once you just are drinking, like I talked about, that bourbon drinker who drinks what he likes, drinks what she likes, they know what they like, and then there you go. But unique is something that people chase, and this is definitely unique. So were you saying that we're 2 buys here?
2 buys.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
Hope we don't get copyright.
You never know. I think that you can always have a horn, right? So thinking about your experience tonight, are you a person who's going to go out and seek more barrel products? Do you think that if you see something on the shelf that says American vatted, malted, triple roasted, peanut dipped, I'm just kidding now, but if you see another barrel product that looks like this, are you going to be...
but kind of like before, probably like 3 years ago, you know, there was always, I would say 3 or 4 on the shelves.
Yeah.
And now I don't see them. I would definitely give them a look.
Okay.
And just I'd probably pick it up and like read the label.
Okay.
And maybe do a quick Google on it just to see make sure there's no Dickel in there. and then I would buy it.
Well, you know what? You actually are. You've been fooled tonight. You realize that, right?
Oh no!
There's actually Tennessee whiskey.
Well, I know there's
here.
Tennessee in here.
I know, but I doubt it's Jack Daniel's rye. It's probably Cascade Hollow rye.
You know what? I've been to Gatlinburg. There's plenty of other whiskey around.
Okay, so you think maybe it wasn't Dickel?
I'm hoping.
All right.
I don't want to eat my words.
But if not, there you go. Barrell has fooled you.
Well, fool me once. And with that, thanks for listening to this week's edition. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at TheMashupKY. Also, let us know your thoughts on this bottle in the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.